Okay. Can you record? So, okay. I'm gonna start first. Okay. The reasons why I start today, because on this Thursday, I won't be here. I have to go to China, but I'm gonna be back on Monday. Okay, we're gonna have class again on Monday. Today, just give you some introduction of the course syllabus, and I always record via Zoom, and I'm gonna publish to the YouTube, and you can learn by yourself after this, anytime, okay, anywhere, okay, but should come to the class, okay. But if you have some urgent or some kind of that you need to ask for leave to the class, just fill the request form, and I'm gonna know that, oh, you're gonna be do some urgent thing or something you might sick, is okay. Okay, just send me the request form, or if you sick, you might give me some a medical transcript, right? Okay, so what do you think that we're gonna learn for this class? I think the first class you're not familiar with my accent. How about this class? What do you think? What we're gonna learn? What we're gonna learn? Everyone can access to the Mango Canvas, right? And you can download. This is called syllabus. Okay. What do you think? Knowledge management system. Yeah. What we're gonna learn? Okay, so let me introduce myself first. Me, the full name is Jirawit. Someone know my nickname. My nickname is M. Okay, and my email, okay, jirawit.y@simu.ac.th. If you have any thing to contact, I think the MS team, you can chat with my email. And this is my office room, the old building. But now the old building under master plan. We're gonna have a new renovate. Okay, so I responsible for section 701 and 001. Okay, two section, and this section gonna start 1 to 2 p.m. to 2:30. Okay. Another class is Ajahn Boy. Okay. What we're gonna learn? What do you think? With the course description. If I speak fast or not clear with my accent, raise your hand. Okay, but I try my best to record. I try my best to do everything that you can learn by yourself again. Okay, that you can listening from the record. What we gonna learn in this class? What do you think? What does this mean? Knowledge. What do you think? What does this mean? Knowledge. Hmm. Why we have to manage the knowledge? You use the knowledge efficiency, effectiveness, efficiency. Why we need to do? Why we need to manage the knowledge? Hmm? Improvement for who? Okay. Benefit or improvement for the employee. Who is the employee? What do you think? Can you scope who that you think that definition by the employee? The people who work for the organization. Employee work for the organization. They work like a robot, or they work by using their experience. Which one? A, work by their, like a robot, a common sense, okay? Or they work by their using experience for the organization. A or B? B. Do you agree with that? They work for the company, work for the organization by using their experiences, right? Okay, back to the first question. What do you think the definition of the knowledge is? What's the definition of the knowledge? The knowledge is correct. Pardon? Knowing thing. Okay. Anything else? The definition of the knowledge. Okay. This class, okay, we're gonna talking about the definition of the knowledge first. The second that we're gonna discuss about the management, and then we combine together between knowledge and management. Okay, and then we have to find the technology or something. After we manage the knowledge, we have to store the knowledge by using the technology application. Why we need to store the knowledge? Why we need to store the knowledge? Okay. We talk about, we're gonna learn about the definition of the knowledge. And you said that the knowledge should be using by the employee, right? And the employee work for the organization. Am I right? That we discussed. So I said that employee that who work for the organization and they use their own knowing something, right? And give the benefit to the organization to improve the organization. And then This course, we're gonna talk about the definition of the management. And then later on, we're gonna combine the definition of the knowledge together with the management. Okay. And my point that I would like to discuss with you, last question, is about, okay, then when we manage the knowledge, we're gonna apply some technology. Okay, apply this, use a technology application in order to store the knowledge of the internet, I think. Okay. My question is, why do you think that we need to store? I draw the question mark. I think the internet is too slow. Why we need to store the knowledge after we manage the knowledge? And to store the knowledge, we use the technology application. Why? What do you think? Why we need to store the knowledge? Data. Oh, the knowledge is the data. Why you think that the knowledge equal to the data? Do you think that the data, information, and the knowledge, the same definition? No. Good. I think it's a good start. We have the technical term, right? Do you think it's the same definition? No. Do you remember we have another word, right? If we agree with that, data, information, knowledge, and wisdom is not the same meaning. But why we need to focus on store the knowledge? Store for who? Store the knowledge for who? Yeah. For the exclusive, okay. Executive or exclusive, okay. We need to store the knowledge that maintain in the organization. Why? 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 Why we need to maintain, store the knowledge that retain in the organization? Why? Why? Which age that we need to retire? How of the people that should be retired? In Thailand, it's 60. China, Burma, or it might be average that 60, right? Okay. We retire 60 years old, right? 60 years old. What do you think the performance of the person that have this age? Huh? Low. What do you think is low? Yeah, maybe the performance, the physical, they're low. But how about the knowledge? Yeah, they have the more experience. If they retire, bye-bye. What happened in the organization? The knowledge is lost. Good point. The knowledge is lost, right? This is just a basic case. Okay, for example, if someone that would like, they have more experience, they just age just 30 years old. Okay, 30 years old. But they are a good manager. They have a lot of experiences, but they want to change the job. Bye-bye, organization. I would like to change. What happened in that organization? Organization A, right? Have retired. Have some that 30 years old of the people that they have a good experience that they would like to change. I don't want to work with you anymore with the organization A. What happened if some like people that have more experiences that they retire, they just get up from work? What happened? What happened to the organization A? What do you think? Right? Okay, so this kind of one of the basic idea that we're gonna learn in the knowledge management system. Okay, in this course, in order to manage the experience from the people that who have more experiences or like the expert thing in some part. And when we manage that thing, we store to retain the experiences in the organization. Store in some technology that can store. And then who gonna learn from this storage? Employee that who still work in that organization. Learn from the experience, right? Learn from the experience from the expert or some kind of the people that expertise in something or in the task. So this all we're gonna learn. Do you think it's difficult? Do you think this course is gonna difficult? What is the knowledge look like? In the air. What is the knowledge look like? Have you ever seen the knowledge shape? No. But everyone has the knowledge. Do you agree with me? Okay. So this course, we're gonna know what is exactly knowledge look like. But sometimes you have to find some metaphor to represent that knowledge, represent the knowledge shape. And we're gonna learn about the process to manage the knowledge. Okay, we're gonna propose, share the idea, which technology that can apply to store the knowledge, to retain in the organization. Okay. And the first class, we need to classify the shape of the data, information, knowledge, and wisdom first. Okay. I think today I'm not go too much for the course because we just have not all the classes in our class today. So, but it's okay. I can ask them to learn from the video record. Okay. At this time, any question? Yes. It's a good question. The data can be transformed. Oh, okay. The data can be transformed to be the information. Can you guess how? We're gonna learn, but how? Can you guess? What do you think? How? Yeah, but how we transform the data to be the information? Just focus in the visualization, analyze. Okay, we just give the meaning to the data, or we use the word analyze. Good. Right? We analyze the data to be the information. How we transform the information to be the knowledge. Yes. How? Good question. Huh? Teach. Teach. Okay, means that we teach. What else? Learning. Teaching. Okay. Teaching, learning that can transform to the knowledge. I use the word to represent this. Teaching is the action, right? Learning is the action. So if we would like to transform the information to be the knowledge, act. Act. Practice, right? Act. Sometimes we call the knowledge that information in action. Okay, one more question. How to transform the knowledge to be the wisdom? Pass. Pass the knowledge from generation to next generation and still use that knowledge to solve the problem. Right? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Okay. Pass the information in action to the next, from generation to the next generation, and that knowledge still use or still solve the problem. I'm going to use this word. Apply. Change the data to be the information, analyze the information to the knowledge, add the knowledge to the wisdom, apply. And that knowledge still solve the problem. Do you agree with this? Why we have to brush our teeth twice times a day? How many times a day that you brush your teeth? Twice. Why? When? The first when? Morning, after you wake up, and then before the bed. Why? Why? Hygiene. Okay. Is it good, healthy, right? Hygiene. Why not? Why not after lunch and after dinner? Why? Why you not brush your teeth after lunch or after dinner? Why you have to brush your teeth after you wake up and before you go to the bed? Why? Do you think this is a good example? It still be used, right? You said that you have to brush your teeth after you wake up because you have a lot of bacteria. Even though you not eat anything during the night, right? This still use. This still solve the problem. This help your teeth that hygiene, healthy, right? Who is the brush your teeth 3 times a day? Early morning, after the wake up, after lunch, or before go to the bed? No, just twice time. Any example that you think that we can explain about this? Any example? Solve problem, right? We believe, okay? We believe. Why you believe that when you brush your teeth twice times a day, that help your teeth is healthy? Who that you believe? A dentist or your mother, father? Who that you believe? Your father or your mother is a dentist when you was born? No. But your parents act for you, right? You believe in act, right? Okay. So, do you think that is difficult? No? Okay, good. You believe in some action. And when you apply from that, that still solve the problem and still be true, right? Like you brush your teeth. You said that we have to brush after we wake up and before we go to the bed, right? Okay. Any question? The core objective of this, we need to manage the knowing people. We have to manage knowing people. What do you think, Ploy? Who is can be the knowing people? They have more experiences, right? They used to solve problem that before. When we manage that people of the knowing people, and we learn from them, we learn from that experience. For example, if you are the expertise in study abroad, for example, okay, I would like to study abroad too, like Claude. I'm gonna learn from you. I'm gonna manage the experience from you. I'm gonna talk to you. What do you think? Why why I have to talk to Chloe to learn from her experience? Why? Why? She has experience. I don't want to learn. I don't want to try on an earlier, right? Because waste the time. I just learn from people that have experience that I can start from the point that Ploy have, right? Ploy, I would like to go study abroad. Like I would like to go to the UK. What the thing that I should prepare? I learned from Ploy. Ploy said, you need to prepare this. You need to go to take the IELTS. You need to prepare the visa, you need to prepare the money, you need to contact, blah, 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 lots of things, right? I learned from Ploy. If I not learn from Ploy, what's gonna happen to me? What do you think? I don't know which step that I should start. This is a main concept. Learn from the knowing people. Right? Employee learn from the manager. Employee learn from the CEO. Employee learn from the one that who gonna retire to keep the experience that when we work, we not trial and error. We just apply from that experience. It's a good question. And another point, another vocabulary that you mentioned about this course, right? We have the title name, knowledge management system. What is the meaning of the system? A process of something. That process has a relationship, okay, as a systematic order. Fine. I would like to go to the UK to study in the master degree. I said, okay, step 1, 2, 3. This step 3, you need to contact this. Step 4, you must contact this as a system that I can follow her. Okay, don't waste the time. We need to manage the knowing people to be a system, not mess, right? Okay, by the order. Good. Any question? No? I think it might be is easy for you. Okay. Okay, back to our slide. So we're gonna have midterm and final examination. For the midterm, 25%. Final exam is 25%. And class participation, including like when you come on site, okay, is 10%. And quick assignment, maybe have both individual or group assignment, gonna be 40%. Okay. Do you agree with this? Anything that discuss with this is okay? Okay. Actually, the examination is a writing answer. Okay? It's to analyze the case and draw the answer. Okay? Not multiple choice, no multiple choice. Okay. After midterm, you have to get into the group and design, might be mock up the organization or use the real organization and do the knowledge management and present. So we have 22 people. We just discussed later how many students per group. Okay. Usually how many students per group that you have been get together? How many? 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Maybe 3, not more than 5. Okay. 3 to 5. Ajahn M, can be 2? No. 3 to 5. Is okay? 3 to 5, not 2. Okay, 3 to 5. Can be 6? No, because 3 to 5. Okay, so we're gonna grading you with A, B, C, D, E, F, not E, F, F, okay? But normally in the past, no one is F. Okay, so that you can download this from the Mango Canvas. And by tonight, I'm gonna upload the link from the YouTube that you can learn again. So just discuss, and I think we can review again on the next Monday, okay, about this course. Oh, usually I'm gonna start, for example, the class that we start 1, right? Usually I'm gonna start like 1:10, just waiting for you to come to the class. And I try to finish the class maybe 5 or 10 minutes before we end up at 2:30, because you have another class after this, right? Like me, when I teach you, I have to move to another class, move the room. Okay. This course that we discussed, we're gonna talking about the knowledge management, but first we start knowledge, then discuss about the management and combine the knowledge and management together. Okay, and the next we're gonna know about what is characteristic of the organization. Okay, and what is the important, the knowledge management in the organization. That we know the basic thing, right? When someone retires, we need to retain some experience inside the organization. And we're gonna talk about the organizational learning. We have 2 words. We have 1 word is about organizational learning. And when we have a lot of organizational learning, oops, sorry, we're gonna have another word, learning. Organization. Oh, what the difference? Organizational learning and learning organization. We're going to discuss this, but it's not the same exactly meaning. Okay. And the part 1, before we do the midterm examination, we're going to know about what the difference between explicit and tacit knowledge. And how to create, how to bring it up or bring out the experience from the expertise or some kind of specialist. And after midterm examination, we're gonna know about the knowledge engineering, okay? And the knowledge model components. And we learn about the COP, community of practice. Okay. And this part is the last part. We're going to use the technology or information technology to apply and support the knowledge management. Okay. We have 5 chapters, just 5 chapters. Okay, and we're gonna go slowly, step by step. Okay. And my teaching style, I always use my iPad and draw, and sometimes I use my whiteboard instead of reading the slide. But don't worry, I record for you. Okay, the objective, like Troy asked us, this course, the student can explain. But when you explain, if you can explain, you have to understand. And then you explain the concept, okay? The principle of the knowledge management. The second, when you do the project-based learning, you have to apply, okay? Apply the principle, the concept of the knowledge management. This we discussed before. So the assignment, I'm gonna assign to the Mango canvas, okay? When I use IA, but actually I'm gonna put the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we have every word that the word of IA, individual assignment, PA, pair assignment, DA, group assignment. We use the same word with a John Boy with another section. But actually, for me, pair is not happen too much from my class. If you would like to get triple, it's okay for me. Okay, but sometimes I might ask you to do individual. And this we discussed before, 25% for the midterm and final. Okay. This is a book, okay, that you can find the reference book. Okay. So today, just a brief of the part 1. We have just 5 chapters, 5 parts. Today, just a little bit of the part 1, introduction to the knowledge management that we discussed a little bit more in the first class. So this picture, please remember, okay, please remember and keep in your mind, because all 5 parts that we're gonna discuss, we're gonna do each part step by step. The first part that we're gonna talk in the detail of the people. And then the next 2 chapters, we're gonna talking about the process. Okay, in the last part, part number 5, we're gonna talking about the technology. So why I ask you to remember this? This is a 3 perspective of the knowledge management. When I ask you, what is the 3 perspective of the KM? People, process, and technology. People, process, and technology. So why people is one perspective of the KM? Why? People is one of the perspective of the KM. Why? Why? Okay, we have 3 components, right? KM has 3 components. KM has 3 perspectives. I ask you why. The first perspective, why people? Only people can apply the knowledge, right? Right. Okay, good. Only people can apply the process. Ah. One more answer? Huh? Yes. Where is the knowledge take place? People, right? People have experience. The knowledge or experience take place in the human, right? Okay. This is one of the knowledge take place in. Okay, so it means that the first part, we're gonna go in the detail of the people. Okay. What is the component of the KM? What is or what are the perspectives of the KM? 1, people. 2, process. 3, technology. Good. Okay. Part 1. Okay, the definition. It's quite easy for you, I think. Okay. Understand first that what is KM, right? Understand the importance of the KM. I think today we just discussed the first bullet, knowledge management is, okay? This guy, his name is, this is the last name, Nonaga. This Mr. Nonaga give the like a definition that in an economy, okay, where the only certainty is uncertainty. Do you agree with that? Everything in this time is uncertainty, right? Certainty is uncertainty, or uncertainty is certainty, right? Everything is not uncertainty, it's uncertainty. The one sure source of lasting competition is knowledge. Do you agree with this? What is the thing that Samsung and Apple, they use a technology or they use a knowledge to beat each other? Samsung. What they use? Knowledge. They use the knowledge. Okay. What happened when we passed the COVID-19? We passed the COVID-19 together with a knowledge or a, I don't know, physical thing. We passed that with the knowledge, right? We think about the vaccine, we think about how we can contact when we cannot be the same place, right? Okay. I think today I just finished on this part and then we're gonna back again on Monday. What is the knowledge? Can you give me some word of definition? Knowledge is academic. Just only academic thing? No? What do you think? Hmm. Oh, the thing that you believe and still solve the problem, right? Like you believe, and that thing that you believe can solve the problem. Believe in some, you believe, action, right? You said that you relieve your parents teach you to brush your teeth, right? Their parents they are not a dentist, but they act for you. You believe in action and still solve a problem. When you act, you just remember or become. Right? Am I right? Are you sure? Am I right? When you read some textbook, when you remember, do you think that a knowledge or not a knowledge? You read, you remember that the knowledge management system is blah, 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 blah. You think that knowledge or not knowledge? Why not knowledge? Mm. Right. Right. Because the knowledge is about experiences. This come from that you practice or act. How many times that you need to practice to become the knowledge? What do you think? Ah. For example, if you study statistics at the first time, okay, you got F, for example. And then you re-register again. What do you think you're gonna do to get pass or get A of that statistic course? You're gonna do the same thing, lesson from the class? No. What you gonna do? What you going to do? What else? Huh? Study hard, do many practice, okay? Many assignment, due, right? Lots of things that you need to change the process. You need to change your action to become your new experience, right? So, oh. I'm gonna create this to the mango, okay? But I'm not set the deadline yet because we not come to this first class all together. I'm gonna just give you to answer might be until, let me think, might be until the midterm or might be open at the end of our class, the final examination. So individual, one by one, okay? I'm gonna create on the mango. Give an example of your own knowledge on any topic. Good in eating buffet, good in swimming, You have more experience in a tour guide, staff, lots of things. Okay. Any topic, only one topic per student. But if you would like to share more than this, it's okay. Okay. Share to your friend. Let's just talk like this after when we meet. Okay. Any question for the assignment, individual assignment? Can be any topic. Don't just think about academic thing, okay? Can be a travel, can be like something that you have experience with. Okay. Travel, do like influencer. What else? You have been do the extreme sport. Oh, you are the e-sport player. Okay. But not just one vocabulary, just explain a little thing. Okay. I have my knowledge about this, blah, blah, blah. Just 1 or 2 sentences. Okay. Not just sport, not just not just one academic thing. Don't worry, I'm gonna assign with a mango canvas, okay, and not set the deadline. So, for me, you can wear a formal or informal, but should be polite. Okay, please be careful about the short pants. Okay, just wear the polite suit, wear the polite dress. But in the examination date, please wear the uniform. So any question for today? No? Yes? Do you speak fast? No? Okay. See you on Monday. No class on this Thursday. Okay. Because I'm not be here. Okay. See you on next Monday. Bye-bye.